studying at University of Nagpur and Mumbai University. So for 25 years, she worked as a social worker and practiced as a lawyer in Mumbai and worked as a legal trainer at national levels with various organizations. Since 2006, she's been a Buddhist nun preaching Buddhism for everyday practice, according to Dr. Ambedkar, in so many places, so many Buddhist areas. She also acts as a secretary of All India Bhikkhuni Sangha, conducting Dhamma lectures, sermons, workshops at universities and social welfare hostels for families, children, social activists, and prisoners as well. She likes to promote gender equality, mainly through Buddha Sasana, by working for women's legal rights and against domestic violence, as well as working for children's rights and protection from child labor and human trafficking. She likes to travel a lot to villages, schools, and colleges to ask people to come to Vihara to understand and spread Buddhist education and talk to the youth about Lord Buddha's message. Training, she trains new bhikkhunis through the Shramneri novice camps, representing Indian Buddhism on various international platforms all around the world. And lastly, she likes to educate parents about the importance of academics for children, especially girls and women, as well as Dhamma in life. Even during this lockdown period among COVID-19 pandemic, through social media like we're doing right now. So for now, she lives in Nagpur city in Maharashtra, India, but she travels all over India. And if anybody wants to know the Nagpur Vihar address so that they can go visit, it's Trinata Buddha Trinata Buddha Vihar at Empress Mill Quarters. I'll also put this address in the Zoom chat box so that if anyone needs it, they can use it. And finally, for today, Bhikkhuni Suniti will talk about Bhikkhuni Sangha and its significance in society, as well as address the women's role in Buddha Sasana. So I'll just put that in the chat box.
Yeah. Thank you, Shringara.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you, Bhikkhuni Suniti, for coming.
Yeah. So, should I have to start?
Yes.
I think, so we'll start with Trishun Panchashil. Will it be okay?
That will be okay.
Okay.
That will be great.
Yeah. So, everyone just, I think everyone knows, or should I say in words like, or a whole sentence?
I think everyone knows, most of the members knows. Yeah, so we will follow you, or if you want to recite, we can do that too.
No, you should recite behind me. Okay?
We'll do.
Yeah. So actually we start with the Yachana and all, but we'll start with Rishon Panchashil directly. So I say you please repeat behind me. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. 3 times.
Namo tassa bhagavato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato sambuddhassa. Namo tassa
bhagavato samma sambuddhassa.
Buddhang saranang gacchami.
Buddham saranam gacchami.
Dhammang saranang gacchami.
Dhammam saranam gacchami.
Sanghang saranang gacchami.
Sangham saranam gacchami.
Dutiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami.
Dutiyampi buddham saranam gacchami.
Dutiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami.
Dutiyampi dhammam saranam gacchami.
Dutiyampi Sangham Saranam Gacchami.
Satyampi
Dutiyam
Sangham Sharanam Gacchami.
Tatiyampi Buddham Saranam Gacchami.
Tatyampi Buddham
Buddham
Sharanam
Saranam
Gacchami.
Tatiyampi Dhammam Saranam Gacchami.
Tatyampi
Tatyam
Buddham
Amam
Sharanam
Saranam Gacchami.
Gacchami.
Tatiyampi Sangham Saranam Gacchami.
Tatyam
Tatyampi
Sangam
Sangham
Charanam
Saranam
Sharanam
Gacchami.
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 Panatipata Veramani Sikhapadam Samadhiyami.
Panatipata
Natipata
Veramani
Veramani
Sikkhapadam
Sikhapadam
Samadhiyami.
Samadhiyami.
Adinna Dana Veramani Sikhapadam Samadhiyami.
Adina
Adinnadana Veramani
Sikhapadam
Sikkhapadam
Samadhiyami.
Kame Sumichachara Veramani Sikhapadam Samadhiyami.
Kame
Kame Sumichachara
Vichachara
Veramani
Veramani
Sikkhapadam
Sikhapadam
Samadhiyami.
Samadhiyami.
Musavada Veramani Sikhapadam Samadhiyami.
Musavada
Musavada Veramani
Veramani
Sikkhapadam
Sikhapadam
Samadhiyami.
Samadhiyami.
Surameraya Majjapamadhathana Veramani Sikhapadam Samadhiyami.
Suraya Majja
Japamadhana
Pramadhana Veramani Sikhapadam
Samadhiyami.
Samadhiyami.
Sadhu,
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 sadhu.
sadhu.
Whenever I give the Rishan Panchashil, I make sure that it should be understood by everyone. So, I don't know, most of them know it, but when we recite this, the main practical words, the practical meaning of these words is missing by most of them. So I think those who want to recite behind me again, you can repeat my words, which I will say in English, what we said in Pali earlier. Okay? So just say, I pay respect to, repeat
I,
please,
yeah,
I pay
I pay
respect
I
to
pay
respect to
respect to
all knowledgeable ones,
all
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 knowledgeable
knowledgeable
knowledgeable ones,
ones,
my parents,
my
my
parents,
parents,
my
parents,
teachers,
teachers,
my
my
teachers,
teachers,
and sramanas.
and
and
the
Shri.
and
Brahma.
someone else.
I pay respect to
I
I
pay
pay
I pay
respect
respect
to
respect to
all knowledgeable ones,
all
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 knowledgeable,
knowledgeable
knowledgeable
women
ones,
ones,
my parents,
my
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 parents,
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 my teacher,
my
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 teacher,
teacher,
teachers,
my sramanas.
my
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 Shramana.
Shramana.
shramanas.
I pay
I pay
I
I
pay
pay
respect to
respect to
respect
respect
to
to
all knowledgeable ones,
all
all
knowledgeable
all
ones,
knowledgeable
knowledgeable
ones,
ones,
my teachers,
my
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 teachers,
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 my parents,
my
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 parents,
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 and sramanas.
and Shramana.
and
and
Shramana.
shramanas.
I take refuge in knowledge.
I
I
take
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 refuge
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 in
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 knowledge.
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 I take refuge in good path.
I
I
I
take
take
take refuge
refuge in
in
refuge
good
good
in
path.
path.
good path.
I take refuge in friendly union.
I
I
I
take
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 refuge
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 in
in
friendly
in
union.
friendly
friendly
union.
union.
Second time,
Second time,
I take refuge in knowledge.
I
I
take
take
refuge
take
refuge
refuge
in
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 knowledge.
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 Second time,
Second time,
Second
Second
time,
time,
I take refuge in good path.
I
I
take
I
take
take
refuge
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 in
in
good
good path.
path.
Second time,
Second time,
Second
Second
time,
time,
I take refuge in friendly union.
I take
I
I
take
refuge
take
in
refuge
refuge in
in
friendly union.
friendly
friendly union.
union.
Third time,
Third time,
Third
Third
time,
time,
I take refuge in knowledge.
I take
I
I
take
take
refuge
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 in
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 knowledge.
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 Third time,
Third time,
Third
Third
time,
time,
I take refuge in good path.
I take
I
I
refuge
take
take
in friendly
refuge in
refuge
good
union.
in
path.
good path.
Third time,
Third time,
Third
Third
time,
time,
I take refuge in friendly union.
I
I
I
take
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 refuge
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 in
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 friendly
friendly
union.
union.
I shall not quarrel or fight.
I shall
I
not
shall not
quarrel or
quarrel or
fight.
I shall not touch other things without their permission.
I
I
shall
shall
not
touch
not
other
touch
things
things
without
without the
permission.
permission.
I shall not do any misconduct or misbehave with others.
I
I
will
will
shall
not
not conduct
do
misconduct or
misconduct,
misbehave or
misbehave with others.
misbehave
with
with
I
others.
shall
others.
not speak lie.
I
I
shall
I
shall
shall
not
not
speak lie.
speak lie.
I shall not use abusive language.
I shall
I
not
I
shall
should
use
not
not
use
use abusing
abusive
language.
language.
I shall not drink liquor
I shall not
I
drink
I
should
shall
not
drink
drink
liquor
liquor
or smoke.
or
or
smoke.
or
smoke.
smoke.
I shall not eat
I shall not
I shall
I should
not
not
eat
eat
uh, uh, nuts, betel nuts,
eat nuts,
betel nuts and tobacco
bitter nuts,
or
and
any drugs. We have to say this daily to make our mind understand really what we want to follow in our life. I don't know whether you have taken it positively, as because I have translated practically the practical meaning, how we can use it in our daily life by understanding Trishan Panchashil. Okay, so this is the start which I do. I hope you all liked it, and you will follow in your life. The topic given to me is the Bhikkhuni Sangha and the significance. I think that is the one. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah. So again, to start with, I'll go to the history from where the Bhikkhuni Sangha came into existence. It is very sad to know that till now, more than 75% people who say they are Buddhist, they don't know who was the first Bhikkhuni, who has started this Sangha. Because it's my experience, whoever I asked, many of them, I travel all over India and also internationally, okay, because we meet with the people who are working for the Bhikkhuni Sangha, so they know. But when we go every places, we find that most of the people don't know. Even now, I have just recently, I listened to the program which comes in an Buddhist channel, which is there in Maharashtra, Nagpur, Avaz India. There is a program where they go to Buddha Vihars and do the question answer session. They ask question to the people who come to the Buddha Vihar, and there I found that one question was raised asking, who is the stepmother of Siddhartha? And one of the Upasika answered that she was Mahaprajapati Gautami. Yes, very good. But the answer is correct. But do we have only to remember Mahaprajapati Gautami or know her that she was the stepmother only who took care of Siddhartha? Or we have to go forward and see what her life was after when the Siddhartha grew up and he became Buddha. What was the life of Mahaprajapati Gautami after Siddhartha became Buddha and the Sangha was formed, Bhikkhu Sangha was formed. When we go to the history, we find that Mahaprajapati Gautami was such a lady, such a revolutionary lady who came forward not only alone, but with 500 Sakya women, which most of them know, that 500 women became the Bhikkhunis on when she requested all that we have to do this. We have to come out and we have to go to Buddha and learn something and do something for the society. So it was a revolutionary step, but this step is not given recognition. And it is said that the Bhikkhunis were not allowed or not given permission to form a Sangha by the Buddha. This is what the history is presenting before us, that the Bhikkhunis were not allowed. The Mahaprajapati was, Buddha said no to Mahaprajapati Gautami when she requested him to become a Bhikkhuni. Somewhere, yes, if we find the text, we read the text, yes, it may be true that Buddha was deeply concerned about her because she was from the royal family, and he must have thought that it is very difficult to live a life of a bhikkhuni. So maybe he must have said, again I'm saying he must have, but text says no. Text is confirmed that he said no. And the reason, if we research it very well, we find that he was not sure whether the society would accept women as bhikkhunis. But, you know, a mother knows her son very well. And that mother, Mahaprajapati Gautami, find out that his son is afraid. His son is concerned about me. His son does not want me to have a life which is very difficult. So, and again, the another thing is that many of them think that to live such a life, it's like, they will be very, means they won't be able to follow it properly. But Mahaprajapati Gautami practically showed Buddha by walking from Kapilvastu to Vaishali. It was almost, I think, 400 miles from Kapilvastu to Vaishali. She walked barefooted. She shaved her head. She and other 500 Sakya women, they shaved their head. They wore the saffron robes and they traveled barefooted from Kapilvastu to Vaishali. And on the way, they faced all the difficulties, but they had that great thing in their mind that they have done it. Even it is shown in the text, it is written in the text that they were crying because they traveled so long and they were hurt, it was the legs were bleeding, and they did not have food on the way, you know, everything. They were crying. It is written that they were crying. But crying is not to be shown here, because it shows the strength that they traveled and still they were ready to be bhikkhunis forever. And lastly, this bhikkhunis were accepted in the Sangha. I don't want to go more deeply into the history of this, just to show this, but further how it the Bhikkhuni Sangha was treated in the history, that I would like to tell you. This Bhikkhunis, they they as a Sangha, they played a very important role at that time, because we find that Buddha appreciated many bhikkhunis, like Bhikkhuni Dhammananda, Dhammadina, and Bhikkhuni Khema, for giving their good sermons to the people. That means, and we also find that Buddha says that women can attain enlightenment. Yeah, I have some objection when it is said that women can do it. Women do it because she is a human being. Woman is a human being, not at all less or more than men. So we don't have to say can, but yes, it is written in the text. So we say, Buddha said she can attain the enlightenment. But still, when we move forward and see again that this bhikkhunis got disappeared. I'm talking only about the history, what in between it happened. It was a very, I think it was very smooth way. Other things, yes, they had to struggle. Even Buddha had to struggle. Even Buddha has to struggle in his life to teach Dhamma and all. The same way, the Bhikkhu Sangha and the Bhikkhuni Sangha, they had to struggle. But the thing is that still it was very smooth, we can say that. Why? Because there were many bhikkhunis at that time. We find in the text that there were many bhikkhunis at the time of Buddha. It shows that women was, as soon as the women got entry in the Sangha, many women came. Any problem?
Yeah, can you please mute Sonali? I think you need to mute yourself. Yeah. No problem. There is multiple people are talking.
So, but when we say that everything was smoothly going on, there were many women coming in the Sangha and they were becoming bhikkhunis and they were doing the work as the Buddha has taught them to do. Because here I would like to say that it was a kind of educational system which the Buddha has started, where the women got entry to take the education and spread education, because bhikkhunis are termed as teachers. Okay, so when we say Dhamma Guru means teachers. So bhikkhunis are also teachers. At the Buddha's time, bhikkhunis also taught many things which the Buddha has given to them or Buddha has taught to them. What we say Dhamma Desna now. Okay, so everything was going well with struggle and all, but everything was going well. But where we find that after Buddha, we don't find any bhikkhuni in the text. We find the bhikkhuni only after 200 and after 200 years, at the time of Ashoka, means a long gap of 2.5 years, 200 and 250 years after the Buddha. We find that there is no bhikkhuni according to the text. So when we researched, we found that at the time of the Buddha's Mahaparinirvana, we find that the Bhikkhu Sangha is sitting near the body of Buddha. Upasak, Upasika are sitting near the body of Buddha in a pictures, and also in the text it is written. But in pictures as well as in the text, we don't find a single bhikkhuni sitting near the body of the Buddha. Not a single bhikkhuni. So this is surprising. Where did all the bhikkhunis gone? Because there were so many bhikkhunis at the time of Buddha. And when we, after this Mahaparinibbana, again after 100 days, when the first council, it is said that it is the first council. Here also I have objection somewhere, because there had been council at the time of Buddha also. Okay, at the time of Buddha also there had been a council, and there were not only 500 bhikkhus after Buddha, but the first council says that only 500 bhikkhus were present in the Sangiti, in the first council. That is also very surprising. How come when there are thousands and thousands of bhikkhus present at that time, only 500 are there in the first council? So, and in this first council, there is also no bhikkhuni. No bhikkhuni is there. You know, it is said that two pitakas were recited. The one is Vinay Pitaka, which was recited by Upali, and the second Pitaka, that is the Sutta Pitaka, which was recited by Ananda. But it comes later again. Before that, we find that Ananda was asked to ask forgiveness in front of the Sangha, in front of this 500 bhikkhus, saying that five things the president of the council, Mahakashyapa, he says that some he points out 5 things which Ananda had done wrong, and for that he has to ask forgiveness to the Sangha. And it is again very surprising that the first one comes regarding the bhikkhunis. And that is, he is questioned. Why did he forced to Buddha that the bhikkhuni should be given entry in the Sangha? It is not why women are becoming bhikkhuni, that is not the question. Again, because Mahaprajapati did not ask. Earlier she asked, but later when she came with 500 bhikkhuni, she did not ask any permission to become a bhikkhuni. She already became a bhikkhuni and she asked for the recognition as a Sangha. The same question is asked to the Ananda, that why did he asked or forced Buddha to give recognition to the bhikkhunis, or why bhikkhunis are given entry in the Sangha? This question would have been asked at the time when really this incident happened. You know, when the all the bhikkhunis, 500 bhikkhunis, Mahaprajapati and 500 other bhikkhunis came there to Buddha, that time when she requested for the entry in the Sangha, that time this question, why did not this Mahakashyapa raise this question? You know, it's that time he was mum. He didn't say anything because that time it is said that Sariputta and Moglayan, and there had been a meeting. There was a meeting when the Sangha was the bhikkhunis were taken into the Sangha. They were given entry into the Sangha. In this meeting, it was decided, it was not only the Buddha who decided that they should be given the entry, but the Mahakassapa here, the president of the council, he blames Ananda. He blames alone, you know. He blames him. Why did he ask Buddha for this? This is one. I'm talking only on 2 things. It is because it is regarded to bhikkhunis. The first thing of the entry to the Sangha, and the second, he talks on that why did Ananda allowed women, not bhikkhunis, but women, to touch the feet of Buddha's body. Again here, we find that the intention of the president of the first council was totally against the women and the bhikkhunis. It shows, okay? When I say this, many of them oppose. They say, no, you should not say like that. But yes, this is the fact. It's written in the text. It's not my own thing that I'm saying. But yeah, I feel somewhere it is wrong. And Ananda says, okay, I have not done anything wrong, but I ask for forgiveness. Anyway, this happens, it shows that only 500 bhikkhus who were under Mahakashyapa attended this, and this has been brought forward till now. And what is decided there? It is said that even the Bhikkhuni Patimokkha is the important rules and teachings for Bhikkhunis. This Patimokkha is always done 4 times in a month by the Bhikkhu Sangha separately and by the Bhikkhuni Sangha separately. There are many rules like in Vinay Pitaka, because it's a Patimokkha is a part of Vinay Pitaka. Okay, so and the things which are mentioned in the Bhikkhuni Patimokkha are such that a man cannot recite it. Because they are totally regarding the women, it's the what we say as regarding the only regarding the women. They can only know what it is. Men cannot know, except the doctors, or what we can say. Only women can know about this. And that Patimokkha, it is said that recited in the first council, and it is a question till now not answered, who recited it? Because bhikkhus cannot recite the bhikkhuni's Patimokkha. Means somewhere we find that something is missing, where totally bhikkhunis were not taken into consideration after, as soon as the Buddha's Mahaparinirvan took place. From there the bhikkhunis, we won't find any history of them. This is one reason we now also we are facing that difficulties. Today also many bhikkhus says that Bhikkhuni Sangha is no more. It was what we say, it is no more from the time of Buddha. They say after the Buddha there is no Bhikkhuni Sangha. It is said like that by the bhikkhus to us, in front of us. They say like that. We say that, yeah, we are bhikkhunis here. They say no bhikkhunis. Means we don't have any recognition. And it practically we have, when we they say to us, really we feel like laughing on them. So this is happening. But later, in at the time of Samrat Ashoka, again one bhikkhuni comes up by the name Sangamitra. Yes, her name is worldwide spread. And why this name is spread worldwide? Now here the question arises. Did she go alone to Sri Lanka? That is also one question. Indian people don't know. In India, people don't know whether she went alone or she went with other bhikkhunis. Yes, when we read the text of Sri Lanka, we find that she was not alone. 10 bhikkhunis went with her to Sri Lanka. But we don't know the name. Again, in India, it is like they don't want that bhikkhuni's name should come forward. Sangamitra name also would have not come forward if she would have not gone to Sri Lanka. They are the Sri Lankan people who had, with very gratitude, they take her name, they spread her name, they tell that she has done something for us. She was the one who went to Sri Lanka and gave Pabaja to more than 500 bhikkhunis with Princess Anula. So only her name is known here. Today also, I would like to tell you, maybe most of them must be knowing, those who are Buddhist, that today is her day, 26th December. In December, Sangamitra Day comes, and it has been celebrated all over the world. But have you heard any time, even in India, no, I'm not talking about the world, even in India, anyone know the day of Mahaprajapati? No one knows. Even they don't know the photo of how Mahaprajapati looks like. Maybe only like, just a photo of like she is, maybe may not be real, but a photo with a name that she is Mahaprajapati Gautami. No. When in one program in Samneri camp, I took a photo. It was written that it is the photo of Mahaprajapati Gautami. From the Google, I took it, and I printed it on a banner, and that banner was placed in the camp. One bhikkhu say, who dared to put this Mahaprajapati's photo above Buddha? He was like, I said, it is me. Then he said, okay, like that. But they don't want. Even if a child who is more intelligent than parents, does the parents should not be given that much of importance in front of the children or the child? No, they should be given. And if Buddha has become one person who is known all over the world for his what he has done, what Dhamma he has given, or and what we say, the as Buddha in today's language we can say the most intellectual, most knowledgeable person in the world. But because he has become so, his mother, because he is not that much, she is not that much knowledgeable, so she can't given more importance than Buddha. That means every time this men, especially men or boys, if they gain more knowledge, they get more educated, will they start misbehaving with the mothers in Buddhism? Does they want to say that? Should they not give importance to their mothers because she is a woman and she is not knowledgeable as her son? That things comes up. But according to the Buddha, what he says in Mahamangala Sutta, that parents should be given most respect other than other relatives, we can say. They are at the top level. Parents are at the top level. And parents includes the mother. So here we have to find that as Sangamitra's Day is being celebrated all over the world, we want to say that in India, at least the Buddhist people should celebrate the day of Mahaprajapati Gautami. And I want to say that it comes in the February full moon day. Everyone should know. This year we had celebrated in Sirpur. We want to promote it. We want to promote the first Bhikkhuni of this, who has done a revolutionary work to form this Sangha. And why it is important? Because Buddha himself said that unless and until the 4 pillars of the Buddha Sasana, that is Bhikkhu Sangha, Bhikkhuni Sangha, Upasak Sangha and Upasika Sangha, they 4 will not respect each other, the Dhamma won't work, or it won't go forward. It is given in the Nibbana Sutta, where he says that these 4 pillars has to respect each other. But what we find today, that the Bhikkhuni Sangha, one of the most important pillar, is been denied the recognition. This is what it's going on. So you find very few bhikkhunis, and these bhikkhunis are the one who dare to take the robes and face the society. Maybe they are educated or not. Whether they are educated or not is the problem. But they dare to come, leave their house and live a life which is not so easy for the people who are living in the family. And they dare to face the society. They dare to see that how people behave with them, what difficulties they have to face, but still they have come out. Very few, but they should be given recognition. They should be motivated. Yes, we appreciate that Upasak Sangha and Upasika Sangha, they are supporting us, they are motivating us. But somewhere, when Bhikkhu Sangha and Bhikkhuni Sangha are sitting, when Upasak Upasika, they go to Bhikkhu Sangha and they avoid Bhikkhuni Sangha, again we feel somewhere there is a problem. We have not understood Buddhism well. So these are the things, very practical things we find that it's not going very well. We are not yet understood Buddhism. We have not understood the equality, what Buddha has taught us. The basic three things: equality, freedom, and justice. This main thing. Again, here I say, equality comes first. Most of them say that freedom is the first, but no. If you think that others are equal to you, then only freedom will be given. Here we see that women are not given freedom only because they think they cannot do it, or they are not that capable, or they cannot do it. Okay, or they should live under us, under our instructions. They cannot take their own decision. Here, one important thing, I today, just before this session, it came in my mind that when any girl or a woman want to take robe, it is said that we cannot accept you or give you robes unless and until you bring permission from your father or your husband. Okay, it is said. They wanted it in writing or something like that. But we say that a person is thought that that person is independent, or it's a very confident enough. The development of that person, it is measured by when we say that yes, this person can take her or his own decision, is a very matured person. But a decision taken by a girl or woman who are matured enough is not accepted. Here a problem is raised. It should be accepted, because she is taking her own decision to become a bhikkhuni. She is taking her own decision to come in the Sangha. And she says, no, your decision is not important. Your family members, and that too male members' decision is important. Here is the problem. So when we have to see equality, we have to follow equality, we have to see that really are we treating the women in that way, or bhikkhuni in that way. After taking robes in 2-3 months, I went to one vihar in Chennai, Red Hills in Chennai. There I met one bhikkhu from Burma, and he said, no, there are no bhikkhunis. I said, Bhanteji, I'm sitting here. He said, No, but in the it is not allowed. Women are not allowed to be in robes, you know, mostly in saffron robes. You can take any other robes, huh? You can take white, you can use white robes, pink robe, black or gray, anything you can use, but you cannot use saffron robes. So I said, Bhanteji, did Buddha say inequality? Did he treat women and men differently? He said, no. Then I said, when you say that women cannot take robe, you're going against the teachings of Buddha. He said, I don't know, but it's not written in the text, so I cannot go against the text. Means he is ready to go against the teachings of Buddha, which is logical, practical, scientific, but he cannot go against the text because he said it would be Buddha dosha. As in my mind, I said it must be text dosha, not Buddha dosha. So this is what everywhere it is happening. Maybe most of them must be knowing, I don't know, one Satchavati Bhikkhuni from Burma. 4 Bhikkhunis, Samneris got high ordination in Sri Lanka in 2003. And that time, in these 4 Samneris who took high ordination and became Bhikkhuni, one was from Burma. Some years ago, she was, I think for 26 to 27 years, she was in pink robes, not treated as bhikkhunis. You know, they're not equal to bhikkhus, they're not bhikkhunis. They are thilashin, they are called thilashin. And this thilashin went to study Buddhism, means higher studies, to Sri Lanka. And then she found bhikkhunis in saffron robes in Sri Lanka. She thought that she would also become a bhikkhuni. And she asked permission to her guru in Burma. This was taken in the meeting there in Burma, in the bhikkhus meet, where the bhikkhus meet. There, maybe there may be council there. They discussed there and they said no to her. But she was in Sri Lanka. She took robes. And when her father was not well, she went back to Burma. She was asked to come in front of 400 bhikkhus and other women, and she was asked question, and she was said that she had done wrong by taking the saffron robes. This is like, you know, she expressed her feelings that she was like a prisoner in front of all. So many people were there, wanted to listen to her. Why did she do this? Why did she take the robe, saffron robes? And she had made a very big mistake, a wrong in her life. And she was asked to change the robes. She was given pink color robes again. And she was asked to sign a document which says that she was foolish enough to take this decision. She says that she was like, what to do? She had to sign there. But again, another thing they said, that you have to read loudly that you have done wrong and you were foolish to do this. She didn't do that. And because she did not do this, she did not say it loudly in front of all, she was imprisoned. And she was imprisoned in such a prison where there was a very, means people, the criminals, they were tortured like anything. 76 days she was imprisoned in jail with only one robe on her body, no bathing, and doing all sorts of work with 2 clothes. torture and everything. And after 76 days, when she was released, she was asked to leave the country. I think now she is in California. She is living with the husband. Okay, she did not take the robe. Means how they are demotivating a women who want to do the Dhamma work, who want to preach the Buddha's teachings, who want to become the teachers of Dhamma. People, especially the bhikkhus, the Theravada bhikkhus, they don't want them to come in their line. This is what the practically it's happening in today's life. The recent incidents I would like to tell you, just in November, we had a Samneri camp. Samneri, I know you must all be knowing, Samneri means we give temporary robes to student. If they want to continue, they can continue further. But we treat Samneri means given a word as a student, Dhamma student. So we had a camp in Nanded in Maharashtra, Nanded district. And I talked to the people where we wanted to conduct that camp. So there, I was given that place, and everything messages were sent everywhere that the camp would be there, and girls who want to take the temporary roles for 10 days, they can come and join us. After just 10 days was left, and we got the message that the camp has been cancelled. I said, I decided. Who has the right to cancel it? You can cancel saying that you don't want to give your place. And we have to suffer a lot there. We were not allowed to do this camp. We did it in one village, in one vihar. The people of that village were threatened that you should not allow bhikkhunis to take such kind of programs. This is still happening only in Maharashtra itself. We won't find bhikkhunis in other state in India. Why? This is the reason. In Nagpur, in Maharashtra, women dare to do this because of Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar. Here, women know their rights. Here, women know that Babasaheb has given them the right to do what they want to. And Dhamma work is not wrong. Okay? Maybe you all must be saying that I'm complaining, but this is the history and this is the real practical life, what we are living. I don't want to complain individually to any one of them, but I'm just putting all this in front of you to see that how Bhikkhuni Sangha should come forward, and what everyone, all Upasak Sangha and Upasika Sangha, with the help of Bhikkhu Sangha, can come forward and promote Bhikkhuni Sangha also, because all bhikkhus are not wrong. Yeah, again I want to say, I'm thankful for many bhikkhus who want bhikkhunis to come forward. Okay, but not much more. In the numbers is very less. Okay, in Sri Lanka, the Bhikkhuni Sangha came up only because the bhikkhus there, they wanted the Bhikkhuni Sangha to flourish. So there also Bhikkhu Sangha has played a very important role. In India also, the Bhikkhu Sangha has to play the important role, because few are there. We want more bhikkhus to support us, and we are doing our duty. And I hope many girls and women would come for this good cause to spread Buddhism. Okay, so this is what I want to say. I think the time, how much is the time?
We'll have a question and answer very soon, and during that time also you can go into address a lot of things. So if you can
So
allow
I
us,
will stop here.
yeah, 2 more minutes if we can continue.
Yeah. No, yeah, I have given you all the, like, from the ancient time, how it became in the mid of the, after the BC, before BC, like at the time of Samrat Ashoka. And after that, how the Bhikkhunis struggled here, and it's a very good news that when we attend the Sakyatita conferences, which is an organization of Buddhist women, maybe most of them must be knowing this. I think more than 32 countries are involved in this organization, and biannual conferences is taking place in other different countries. And when I attended 3 conferences of Sakyadita, and I presented papers also there. So I found that no Indian Buddhist woman presence was nil. From 2011, when we started telling people that to women that you should attend. Buddhist women should come in contact with the international Buddhist women, and the Bhikkhuni Sangha also. We are now in contact with international Bhikkhunis, and I'm happy that yes, we are doing our work. Uh, what we can do, we are doing it, and I hope this will lead us to a very uh, positive way, and the Buddha's teachings would go forward through women and bhikkhunis. Okay, thank
Sadhu,
you.
sadhu, sadhu. Singer, over to you.
Yes, so today Bhikkhuni Suniti said a lot that we all have to learn from, right? We talked about the first Bhikkhuni, who she was, Mahapachiti Gautami, right? And her about her life and her importance and her role for Prince Siddhartha, how she walked barefoot from Kapilavastu and other Bhikkhuni also followed her. They were really happy that they completed the travel, and that's how Bhikkhuni Sangha started, and women attaining enlightenment. So Bhikkhuni Suniti also talked about many Bhikkhuni at the time of Buddha. They were considered as teachers as well. And after the Buddha had enlightenment and nirvana, parinirvana, they weren't there in the scriptures, in the pictures and everything, right? So what happened to that? Where did they go? So then Bhikkhuni Smriti also talked about there were 500 bhikkhus in the first council, right? So in that council, there were no bhikkhunis. And why was that? So we talked about all of this, and then we talked about Mahapachati Gautami Day on February full moon day. So everybody has to remember that, and remember what Bhikkhuni Smriti has told us and taught us today. The main 3 things: equality, freedom, and justice. That you have to remember, definitely. And yeah, if anybody has any questions, I can see in the chat that some people are there that have questions. Bhikkhuni Suniti can answer them for all of you. So I think the first question is, did people, let's see, did people have writing capability at the time of Buddha? Do we have written literature from Buddha's time?
No, there is no literature because at that time it was not written. Obviously, the writing was there. The what we can say, the lipi, it was there, but the teachings were not written. It was written at the time of Samrat Ashoka on the pillars and stupas. not at the time of Buddha. It was just from mouth to mouth. That was the tradition.
Okay. Someone else asked, when did the Burma incident take place?
Actually, she took a row. She got a high ordination in 2003, and this happened in 2005.
Okay.
Later at that time, you can find it in Google. You know,
Mm-hmm.
you can
Yeah.
Google it.
So, okay. Okay. Thank you. Anybody else have questions for Bhikkhuni Suniti?
Yeah,
You can.
I just wanted to follow up.
Mm.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yes, we can hear you.
So the records don't show for the after Buddha for however long there were no bhikkhunis. Maybe because the person who was writing, who was inscribing these things, they had bias. I mean, they had thinking that women don't have, should not become bhikkhus or bhikkhunis. So I think we need to take into consideration that whatever record, even after people have written records, the following generations they change it according to their own thinking. Some of them even go to the extent of maybe obliterating or erasing the previous records, so their own history will become real history or something like that. So those things need to be considered, right? And at the time of Buddha also, some bhikkhunis were there, but how did that survive? That part of the history survive? And then there were no record about bhikkhunis. What happened? I mean, I'm curious.
Yeah, we find many incidences. You are talking correctly. Yes, because at that time, those who were given the privilege of educating themselves, whatever way it was at that time, especially because of the Varna system and caste system, um, many of them were not allowed to read or write or get the education or knowledge. Only Buddha allowed. We find incidences where Buddha allowed, without any biasness, he allowed everyone, without discrimination, he allowed everyone, even the women. So still we find that more than 75% of the bhikkhus were Brahmins, and they were only able to report accordingly. The whatever text we find today, it is according to them. And we find that these texts were written mostly about Tripitaka and all the Buddhist texts. We find that it was written after 400 years of Buddha Mahaparinirvana, in Sri Lanka. So many things must have changed, but till that time also, did the underprivileged people were able to write or do something like prepare the documents or something. I think it was not easy for others to do it. Maybe that may be the reason. Yes, but we have to research it again. One of our Bhikkhuni Maitre is doing research on this. Maybe shortly a book on Bhikkhuni Sangha would come, but it is in Hindi. Okay, so the whole history would come in that book. It's on last stage now. That book almost it's ready. Only 1 month she requires to complete it. So maybe it will come because we won't find, even for reference, we don't find anything about bhikkhunis in the text. in where we have the Buddhist studies and all, in the universities and all. Very few, yes, we find the big, what we say, Therigatha, Therigatha is there.
I have one
But
question.
very few bhikkhunis, and it's very short stories about them. It is written in that Therigatha. But after that, no bhikkhu.
Raj, hello.
Hello?
Hello, this is
I,
Raj. I have one question.
Yeah.
In ancient architect, what the lotus represent?
Pardon?
What a lotus represent? Upward and downward directions. That is a lotus.
Yeah.
I have a big question about it. This is
Actually,
Raj from Nagpur.
yeah, okay. Actually, it is said that the lotus is grown in such a place where there is very much like a dump, like it's not a good place, But this, whatever it is, that the lotus glows still. Nothing affects it, So it is said that the Buddha was like that. His teachings is like that, and the Sangha should be like that, like the lotus. I think so. Maybe
Yeah,
it's my view.
yes. But it is upward and somewhere it is a downward directions.
Actually, in
So
the
that,
emblem, it is downward.
yes, on
It-
stupas.
yeah, yeah. The
So
emblem, it is
yeah.
downward. Yeah.
So I Google search, but it can't. I find out or so that's means biggest confusion in my mind that
Mhm.
why it is upward and why somewhere it is a downward direction. So that's the question.
I won't be able to reply this at this time. I will also have to search because this question did not come in my mind. But
Okay.
maybe the upward means like glowing,
Yeah, yeah.
okay, and
Yes.
downward means it means what we say, reflects,
Yes,
everything,
reflex. Yeah.
whatever it comes to,
Predict something.
maybe,
Yeah.
maybe
Okay.
it's just a logical answer.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah.
We have another question. We have, do we see this issue only in Theravada tradition or other Buddhist traditions also have similar problems?
I didn't understand.
Do
Please.
we see this issue only in Theravada tradition or other Buddhist traditions also?
Yes. It's a very good question. This is a problem, and this problem is only in Theravada. Okay?
Okay.
And no, I'm speaking it internationally, but I'm not afraid to say that Theravada is a Brahmanvada. Because here it is very rigid, very rigid. They don't want to change a little bit also. They don't want to. What we say, impermanency is the foundation of Buddha's teachings. And because of this rigidness, this flexibility or impermanency vanishes.
Bhikkhuni, namaste.
And there was no Theravada or another Vada at the time of Buddha. The main thing is that.
Namo Buddhaya, Bhikkhuni.
Theravada came into existence after the first council. Yeah, please.
Namo Buddhaya, Buddhini.
Namo Buddha, Jai Bhim.
Jai Bhim. I'm extremely happy
Yeah.
because you gave a feminine critique on the Buddhism in the past and the present. Your contribution is very historical. I have one observation. Okay, if the past is written badly,
Yeah.
And the present is also forced to be bad because of the new Brahminical infiltration into Buddhism. I have a small observation. See, if you take a Buddhist or no Buddhist, the world is suffering today because of climate change, disasters, and pandemics. And irrespective of the gender, the human beings are living through. So, what I want to infer is this. We, after having Buddha, the most enlightened, in our heart and mind, have to live through. I'm very happy about Anna and many such groups in the world, because I spent with my wife in Japan discussing with the monks there in Kyoto. My understanding is very simple. I want to conclude by saying in one minute. Today, Ambedkar is alive, Buddha is alive. Where? Not in books, not in scriptures, not in meetings, but in the community life. Buddha and Ambedkar is alive in the community enabling. I'm a space scientist, worked for 32.5 years in ISRO. And I know today the problem is space situational awareness. Your talking and my talking can be angled by sitting in Beijing or in Moscow or in New York or anywhere in the world. So technology is really haunting us. What will happen, Bhikkhuni ji, if a new virus comes in the form of attacking skin? All of us will become like monks, wearing the dress fully. No, I want to just say, this is a learning I'm having, Bhikkhuni. We have to live through these chittas, because there is only one thing in our ahead, the tunnel effect. There is a mountain of resistance, but a tunnel can make a difference. What is a tunnel? Enabling the community. In 1992, Earth Summit said, enable the community to take care of their environment. I think Anna is doing such a wonderful work. After going through your profile, I was so much convinced. In bits and pieces, we are working so much. And the threshold point is reached. Just imagine, from Siberia to New Zealand, Buddhism would spread. In 1976, I found a Thai textbook, a curriculum in America. I'm a student of Buddhist studies at Mahaprabhu, Bangalore, but I want to live through, not get living in it. Thank you very much. Namo Bodhaya, sadhu, 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 sadhu.
Thank you, sir. Actually, yes, as you said that Anna and other organization are working for 8 years. They are doing their job very nicely, and they're spreading Buddhism as well according their own efforts, you know. But here what I want to say that with that, once Bhikkhuni Sangha is still lacking behind, which should be promoted more so that they can give them more efforts for the community to develop. You know, whatever problems arises, whether maybe pandemic, whether whatever it is coming in front of us, you know, even mostly the women community, we can say, they should be make aware of what is happening and what they have to do. And for that, Bhikkhuni Sangha is a need. You know, as I am a Bhikkhuni, I feel very free to go and meet and talk to women. You know, if there are more Bhikkhunis, women will come forward, you know, who is unaware now, who is not given the chance to come out, or who don't know what to do, who is not able to take our own decision. The Bhikkhunis would make them learn that. That I want to say.
You are so much right, Bhikkhuni. I can quote an example. In Bangladesh, women folks joined together and make their banking, which wins a Nobel Prize for Muhammad Yunus.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. Whenever the woman takes a lead, it makes a whale of a difference.
Thank
So
you.
Bhikkhuni organization is a must, and having 3 daughters, and my mother-in-law introducing me to Buddhism. She is no more. She's a professor in botany. See, there's a legacy going on. Anna is an example, perfect example. I think we should promote Bhikkhuni organizations all over the world, all over the world. There's no doubt about it. No doubt about it. Sadhu, sadhu.
Thank you.
I have one more question.
One question.
Actually, 2 more.
Hello.
One is, I'm very glad that you translated the initial recitals into English.
Yeah.
And I was wondering if people would consider translating them into more common languages like Hindi, English, of course. And so wherever majority of your listeners may be listening to, or to you or to anybody, these recitals may be recited in those particular languages, and because just in Pali it becomes something like Sanskrit nobody understands, and then reciting something that I don't understand, it doesn't make any much sense to me, so that's one question. And the other one is that um, shouldn't we consider even married people to become bhikkhu? I know of somebody in Patna who became bhikkhu, um, even though before becoming bhikkhu, he was married and children and everything. But after becoming bhikkhu, he was probably living in the same house, but I guess he was observing abstinence. So is that necessary, essential part of this? And I see no reason why a person married and living as a married person should not be able to be a preacher after he or she has gotten enough knowledge. So that part, if you could answer these two. Thank you.
Yeah, sure. For first thing, I'm happy to tell you that I have translated in many languages in India. Tamil, Malayalam, Oriya. So, and wherever I go, the local people, I sit with them, and word to word I translate. I ask them to give me the words of their own language, because I don't know other languages, but I try to translate it and I give them in their own language so that they can understand. And many of them are accepting it. That is one thing. And really everyone should know, because in India, like from 56 Baba Sahib has given Buddha, and everyone recites daily, most of the families recite. But even when the question is asked on TV, like they take question and answer, no one is answering properly what is the meaning of what the in Pali it is. They don't know what the meaning of it is. If they don't know the meaning, how will they bring in their life? How will they follow it? This is what the big question is. And what I have translated it is not the real dictionary meaning from Pali to Hindi or like that, but it is the practical meaning what one should follow it, that I have made. And I had met with more than 2,000 children of less than 12 years of age. I asked them one word, and then I translated it and brought it in a very simple language. And many people who are older, they say, oh, this is very simple, we are following it, or we don't want to recite this. We say it's not for you, it's for the children, because we want the
Okay.
younger generation to come with good human being and a good Buddhist, So I always say it is for the children, and because of the children, the elder in the house is also changing. That is what we are finding it. And the second question what you asked, I think you got the first answer. The second question what you asked is in India, yes, the married person are only coming to become a bhikkhu or bhikkhuni. Very few now, at just a few years, we are finding that the young boys are becoming samners and then bhikkhus. But we also find that after they are coming for only to take education, because in ropes it is easy to get education. Financially, the society is supporting them. So after taking education, they go back to their own life again in their family. This is also happening, and this all things is happening only because what we say, when a person takes a robe, we are given 10 shields, 10 precepts. And in that, the third precept is very important. That is abrahmacharya veramani sikkapadang samadhiyami. And this precept, it is only one part is part of one part, meaning we know that we say that they should not have sexual intercourse in the family, or they should not live in the family. That is only one part. But other part, this is not full meaning of that brahmacharya. Brahmacharya means we have to walk to take the knowledge, and while taking knowledge, we should not have other things which brings hindrance to gain the knowledge. And what that is, having family life, or having some relation, sexual or whatever relation it is hindrance to gaining knowledge. So this, when two club together, it comes, so it is related to the knowledge, not only to the family. Okay. But another question you said that, yes, why can't a person who is more knowledgeable cannot preach or be a teacher? Yes, uh, this is what the goodness in the Buddhism, it's very flexible. It's not necessary. If you want to preach Buddhism without taking robes, it's well and good. You can be with your family and do your work, what you want to do for the society, because spreading Buddha's teaching is never bad, whether you are in family or out of family. You're doing good work. It comes with the kushal karma. So it is not that. But if you want to live in the family, then please don't take robes. That is what it is.
Hello.
Because
Hello.
taking robes is 1 minute, sir. Only just
Yes.
few say. I'll complete this. Taking robes is 24 hours service for the society. Person living in family, yes, you can also do without taking robes, but you cannot give your 24 hours, because you have some responsibility for your families. That is what I wanted to say. Yes, please.
May I follow up?
Hello.
Sir, we are having some kind of time limit because it's already 11 o'clock, Satyanathji, and we will allow you later on. We know that you have a lot of questions also, and there are a lot of women members also on the call. So no woman member came forward to ask the question. And again, we are talking about the gender equality here. So please, any woman member who has a question, again, the member who are on the call, again, thank you very much for joining, but we'll allow the woman member to ask the question. Let's give the priority to them right now, if you allow me.
May I?
Okay. Yeah, please.
Hello?
Yeah.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, yes.
Yes, I just wanted to know this, that if any society is formed so that the lost bhikkhuni, the history of the lost bhikkhunis are again revived.
a society of historians and archaeologists are formed who would try to get the lost history of those bhikkhunis. How about that? How about this idea?
Not a problem, but can you please quickly introduce yourself? We are not able to see you.
Yeah, my this video is not working properly. My name is Shamolima. I'm from Kolkata, and I have a friend who is a Buddhist and a professor, and he has sent me this link, the meeting link, and I'm here since the beginning of the meeting, and I'm really finding it fascinating.
Good, good.
But
Thank you.
yeah.
Thank you for joining.
Yeah.
Over to you,
Okay.
Bhante.
It's going on. We are finding more and more. We are going into the history and finding that and it's sure that we are sure that we'll find many Bhikkhunis history somewhere or the other. We are searching it.
Okay,
We should know.
so yeah, so is there any society already formed for the sake of this duty, or there is no society as
Not yet,
such yet?
not yet as such. Not yet as such, because there are many universities who are having Pali and Buddhist classes. The graduation and post-graduation courses are there in universities, in many universities in India. But we found that regarding Bhikkhunis, no such research is being done till now. Maybe there may be, maybe we are not knowing it. There may be some, but we are not come in contact with as such. And even only in Bhikkhuni Sanghas, one Bhikkhuni is trying this and doing this work, doing research. And we found one professor, I think he is from Rajasthan and he is in Bihar now, in one university from Bihar.
Okay.
He is collecting, he contacted us and he wanted all the bhikkhunis at present to give their life history and how we are working as a bhikkhuni. So he is recollecting everything and maybe he is documenting it. One thing is going on, but not as an organization as such till now. That hope in future.
Okay, let's hope that it happens in future, because it will be a very path-breaking, task.
Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you. One Tataloka Bhikkhuni is there from foreign. She is also at present on Facebook. She is putting some history of Bhikkhunis.
Okay.
In '96 in Sri Lanka, many Bhikkhunis have been highly ordained. So that time Bhikkhunis history she is digging up like, and she is bringing in front of all through Facebook.
Okay.
We are knowing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hello.
Thank you.
One question. Hello.
Yeah.
Ma'am, there is always in my mind that about the evolution of soul that really exist in this Buddhist hegemony, or I'm a quantum physicist. My name is Bhringraj Tawade. My video is not working properly. That's why I'm speaking. So Deepak Chopra is a great scientist, and all of you know about some of the space scientists are here. So evolution of soul is he's studying more about it. So can you please explain or elaborate about it? Did do Buddhism really means believe on it about soul and something?
Speaking in one word, I will say no, Buddhism doesn't believe in soul. And the other thing I would like to tell you that
Yeah.
Buddhas,
Actually, Deepak Chopra, Dr. Deepak Chopra, he's also practicing Buddhism and something. He's a quantum physicist and about consciousness and lot of things. That's why I'm asking.
yeah, no problem. But I want to say that Buddha's teachings is applicable. I can say this word applicable to for a person from birth to death, not before birth and not after death. That is very simple. How to live a good life and reach Nibbana. That is what the Buddha's teachings are in simple words. So because whatever, if you want to know about soul, it is there or not, or what it is, it won't help in your lifetime, to how to become a good person, how to become a good Buddhist, how to live a good life. It won't help you. It is just just um, saying that yes, we are doing something
But do you,
intellectual.
yes, that means a collective evolution.
Yes. So I think it's no use of for me, not not saying for others. For
It is,
me, I don't speak on this.
Bhikkhuni, it is perfectly all right because we have to worry about Nibbana.
Yes.
This life, before and after, what does it matter?
Yeah.
Being a space
What does
scientist, being a space scientist, I want to tell you, remote
Yeah.
sensing was not known 100 years back. Remote sensing is known now. A day may come, somebody will find a solution for this after the death. But let us worry about the life today, as it is.
Yes.
That is what Buddha said.
Yeah. Sure. sir.
what?
Arunaji have a question. Arunaji, can you please go ahead? And
Yeah,
unmute
Nama
yourself.
Buddha Jai Bhik to you all.
Nam-
My question is, when Baba Saheb Ambedkar has given equal rights to girls and boys, then we also should respect bhikkhunis and bhikkhus equally, and because they both are propagating Buddhism, which is very important. So we have to motivate, encourage, and support them equally. And we can set an example. In India is a country where the bhikkhunis and bhikkhus are equally respected. So I please urge to all, we need qualified bhikkhus and bhikkhunis. Forget about the genders. We need qualified preachers, and please vote and support them. Secondly, bhikkhuniji, I have seen girls on the YouTube messages, they write, we want to ordain, we want to become a bhikkhuni. So are we allowed to share your number with them? Can they contact
Yeah,
you,
sure.
the girls?
No problem. No problem.
Yeah, thank you.
One thing I would like to, because of this, I remember the question of Maheshji. He asked me, can I share this, sir? Before, a day
No
before, you
problem.
had a question for me?
No
Yeah,
problem. No problem. Yeah,
sure.
please. Yeah.
Actually, I want to tell you the practical way of treating equal. It started with Buddha. That is, he never said teachers are male or female. Not only by saying, but by looking at bhikkhu and bhikkhunis, you cannot recognize who is male or who is bhikkhuni, who is bhikkhu and who is bhikkhuni. This is what the practical way Buddha had started. Even a woman taking robes have no hair, but India, it is very difficult. When someone say Mataji to me, my hand goes like this. Is my hair long now? So they are saying me Mataji. That way. So it is Buddha who, maybe Buddha has given, or Mahaprajapati has taken the decision that we would be like a man. We would be like a bhikkhu. There is another, this question arises. Because bhikkhu did not say Bhikkhuni Mahaprajapati to shave the head. He did not say her to wear the robes. He did not say her to be barefooted and come to him. She took the decision. And where she took the decision, there she is like a bhikkhu, where no one can make the difference of what gender they are. That is very important thing here. And therefore we say, teacher is a teacher. Male or female doesn't matter. And that's why when we say bhikkhuni to us, it is obvious that the counterpart is a bhikkhu. But unknowingly, or maybe because you are being taught that way, you call them Bhante instead of Bhikkhu. Okay? Bhikkhu is never said as Bhikkhu. They are called as Bhante. And Bhikkhuni is never called as Bhikkhuni, but they are called as Mataji, Aryaji, whatever it is. But they are not called as Bhikkhunis. Whatever the text from the history we find, the Bhikkhunis disappeared, but still now it is disappeared because no one calls us Bhikkhuni. Even Bhikkhuni. Leave Bhante. And when I say I am Bhante Suniti, people say, how can you say that you are Bhante? I said, okay, I'm not respectable or not. I'm not respectful to you because Bhante meaning is respectful. Bhante meaning is venerable. And I use it for me because if I start, other Bhikkhunis would start later. Not now, but later, the upcoming Bhikkhunis, the new Bhikkhunis who will be coming here, people will start saying, respecting women as Bhikkhunis by saying Bhante. Bhante is a respectful word. Okay? So that we have to start. So, but Bhikkhuni also, this word is very important because it represents one pillar, one important pillar of Buddha Sasana. Yeah,
One small question.
Yes.
In light of the fact you said Buddhism is not concerned with life before birth and after death, then what does Mahanibbana mean?
Again, this question is out of our talk today.
Yeah. So our talk was different, related to the Bhikkhuni Sangha and its significance, but yeah.
It is regarding the Buddha's life, Buddha's life, because we say that Mahaparinibbana, still I'll answer a little logically, yeah, that Buddha is after Mahaparinirvana, who lives for years and years, who is alive for years and years. They only go for Mahanibbana. Otherwise, everyone die.
And,
no one knows them.
And what does ordinary Nibbana mean?
Ordinary Nibbana is leaving all defilements, overcoming all the defilements. It's nothing else. It's very simple. People had made it very complicated. Buddhism is very simple, but it is made complicated.
Correct.
If you understand simple things, nothing is impossible.
I thought we are supposed to reach Nibbana after we die or something, no?
No, it's not like that, sir. Sorry. According to me, it's not like that, because what I have read and what I understood, it's not like that. In your lifetime, you can reach Nibbana. It's difficult for us because we live within the society. And Buddha also said that I can live a life very differently because I've reached that stage, but he does not want that life, as he wanted to give his teaching to the people for their good, for the betterment of the society. He gave up what he wanted to reach the stage. He returned to the society and walked to many places and I can't say tried, he did it. He gave solutions to all the people who came in his contact.
Sorry, we are running out of time again. And again, Bhante Suniti ji, thank you very much for joining. And it is too late for your side, so we'll allow only 2 more questions because it's already 11 o'clock over there. So we have Bhante Lamaji is also here. Lamaji, you have any question? You can unmute yourself.
Namo Buddhaya. Jai Bhim.
Jai Bhim.
Questions? No. I spent some time teaching, and I always suggest to my students we should not argue, period. Bhikkhunis can speak for themselves. We should listen. They represent a section of the Human Resources Department of International Buddhism, and they are the policy holders, the policy makers, the authorities on history. And it is our responsibility as Buddhists, regardless of our tradition, sectarianism, or gender, to listen and to hear and be compassionate and loving. And that's all I have to say. I think the rest is self-evident, and I have really enjoyed the presentation today. I hope that you are able to lead many women into the path of Buddhism and to enlightenment. And we are graced by your presence in this human lifetime to be with us. And I wish you all success. I think sometimes, you know, in my particular tradition, it is, again, we have 14 root downfalls. That's what they call 14 things that could destroy your practice. And one of them is to even to think negatively of the other gender, period. It doesn't matter what they say. It's all truth to them, and therefore it's deserving of respect. So for those of you who have been studying with me for some time, I think that's my final statement on this. You know, the Theravada tradition, has been admitted, has this problem. It has been going on for thousands of years. And to the extent that young women can assert themselves in a way that they become more present and empowered in modern society as a result of their Buddhist beliefs, then there's always room for you.
Yeah.
That's all I
Thank
have
you
to
very
say.
much.
Thank you, Lamaji. Any
Jai
other
Bhim.
final questions, Jai?
Good evening, everybody. Myself, Dr. Khubrakade from Nagpur. First of all, let me congratulate you. Sorry, I joined late because of my patients and evening OPD. But I have enjoyed this, and it is a very academic talk, and all the questions were answered very nicely by Honorable Bhante Sumiti. So I am in Nagpur, and suppose I would like to give invitation to any of you. Suppose you visit Nagpur, please visit my place. I am near the Nagloka, and we are very fortunate. We'll be very fortunate to welcome you. That's all from my side. Thank you so much. Dhamma Buddha.
Thank you, doctor. I had been to your place many times.
Yeah. Yes.
Thank you.
And
I have also done my MA in Buddhism.
Yeah.
With 3 gold medals, MBA and this MPhil in Buddhism from Nagpur University, and MA in Dr. Ambedkar Thought also, with 6 gold medals. And I'm MD Medicine, MBBS, and running my own hospital here. And all the monks in Nagpur, around the Nagpur, I'm very fortunate to serve them. They are coming to me, and really, they are very polite. And when they visit other doctors, they appreciate me. Dr. Shankar, these monks are very, very nice. They have a lot of patience, and they don't create any problem when they are sitting in the waiting hall. They behave very nicely. Their politeness, and all the other doctors, not only Buddhists, but the other doctors, they appreciate your patience, politeness, and everything. And all the other doctors, apart from this Buddhist doctor, non-Buddhist doctor also, they respect you lot of things from the bottom of their heart. It is my observation, and they usually call to me and they appreciate that these people are very, very nice. And they, as compared to other people, other these religious teachers and all our monks, including Bhantes, I call Bhante Suniti also. Just now I'll change myself. I will not call Bhikkhuni, but Bhante Suniti. So our observation is that as a doctor, these are very, very good people and respected by all the communities, just like the fathers and just like that sisters in Christianity. So this is very, very good thing which I have observed as a physician and a cardiologist and diabetologist. Thank you so much from my side.
Thank you, Dr. Kubrakade, and thank you for your service. I know that you are offering a lot of service to the Bhikkhuni, or we can call the Bhante, everyone. And thank you for that service. And we'll be in touch with you also. Anyone last question from the women members who are on the call? Ladies member?
Just a small one.
I want to be very proud
allow
of
ladies member to talk, so if you can.
No, it's
But
only a compliment. I want to thank Dr.
Kubrakade.
Kubrakade.
Shankar, you call me Shankar. My
Shankar.
name is very simple. You call me Sankhara. Sankhara means Shankar. It is a Buddhist name.
Dr.
Sankhara.
You are a role model. My daughter, she is an MS in surgery now, and you are a role model. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you so much. I'm
No
very
problem.
much obliged. Thank you. Yeah.
Any
Just a
question?
small one.
Yeah, Satyanathji, you have said something, so sorry to interrupt,
Yeah.
but it is a little late over in India.
What is the difference? What is the difference between enlightenment and Nibbana? Even though I don't even understand enlightenment. What I mean,
So
if you
these
could.
questions are away from our topic, at present. Please, it requires another session
Another
for this.
session. So
I'll answer in one
Yeah.
sentence. I'll answer in one sentence because enlightened means what? Suppose there is a discovery, just like any scientist or some they go, they discover something new which is not discovered early. It is enlightenment. And Nibbana means practicing just like 8-foot pal, just like Samyak Drushti, Samyak Sankalpa, Samyak Vacha Karmanta. These all 8-foot pal is living with all politeness. It is not nothing to do after the death, because as a doctor I have seen so many dead bodies or so many postmortems, but nothing exists after the death. That's why Buddha said we are working for the living people, and we have to our behavior, mode of conduct. A code of conduct is very, very important in 2 sentences. How I behave with my wife, how I behave with my sister, how I behave with my patients, father, or everybody, so that my behavior is Buddhism. Then religion is a relation between God and man. It is a religion, but Dhamma is a relation between man and man. So that is very simple.
So Satyanathji, we do have an online Buddha Vihara which is running every Sunday at 10 o'clock. You probably knowing that. And Lamaji is also on that call. A lot of other members also on that call. So that is also the good the forum to join and ask these questions also, so that everyone can get the knowledge of it. Last question, otherwise we will wrap it up because it's very late. So I will go to Sringar. If you can conclude the session, it will be great. Again, Sringar.
Before conclusion, I want to say one sentence.
Yeah.
I want to thank Anna for helping Bhikkhuni Sangha in this pandemic. Anna has given us some funds to help the Bhikkhunis in this pandemic for medicines and all. So I'm very thankful from Bhikkhuni Sangha to you.
No worries, because it's all our members' effort. This is all our members' efforts, and the members are coming forward to help us out, and we are just the organization, and we are just the member. But it's our duty.
By saying thankful, I am motivating you all again.
No problem.
We are also there in Nagpur as a Bhajanita Sangha and Sachi. We have created a group called as Slum Area Needy Children Help in Education. And there are like Pushpa Bauddha or Preeti Khandekar. They are working for this Bhantes, female Bhantes I will call, male Bhante and female Bhante. So there will be no differentiation. So definitely. But what I have observed, there is a problem with this female Bhantes or Bhikkhunis because they are neglected. They are and they are very polite as compared to every. Suppose you compare the two, then they are really neglected, and we have to do something for you. That all the doctors or the engineers and the lawyers and the social workers, we should have some discussion on this. What is their future? Because when they become old, when they get surgery like cataract or some sort of fracture, then if they get a fracture of the femur neck, it is a last part of their life, because they don't recover out of that. It is a very costly affair. Their joint problem, osteoarthritis, cervical spondylosis, heart disease, lot of problems are there. So there should be some fund for them so that they can get that fund for medical fund or some living, just like these Christian people, they are having that Sahajivan program. And in Nagpur also, in Fetri, they are having that hostel. And I used to visit that also and call them mothers and serving there as a physician for themselves. So it was our dream of Bahujan Hitaya Sangha that we should have that Sahajivan program. So definitely Mr. Vasnik and people from USA and all internationals, we have to work on them. At least we should have 10 rooms for them, so that
we'll
they
discuss,
should be taken care.
Dr. Sahib, we will discuss offline on this one.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for
Again,
the
there is
opportunity.
no problem. There are a lot of questions from a lot of members, but due to the time limit, we almost 2 hours on this session. And thank you everyone for your patience here.
Thank you, Bhikkhuni ji, and thank you, Mahesh ji, very much.
Yeah, over to you, Sringar. Again, we have a Sringar who is our young next generation member who is hosting this session, and I'd like to thank her and her mom to come forward and host this session. So, Sringar, over to you. If you can conclude this session, it will be great.
Yes. So again, today's whole Dhamma session was mainly about the Bhikkhuni Sangha, how it started and everything, the significance in society. We addressed the woman's role in Buddha Sasana. And I want to encourage all the women out there, anybody you know, like your mother, sister, friends, any woman that you know, to spread out the message that Bhante Suniti has said today. Just spread it out to all your friends and family. As mentioned, if you want to make donations or contributions, just mention in the chat where it can go to. I think Mahesh ji, right? Will contact you about that, more details. But again, if you want to know the Nagpur Vihar address, I'll write that in the chat. So if you want to go there, you can do it. So let me just do that. Any other questions or comments to Bhante or anything?
There is one member, Rameshwar, raised the hand. We did not allow him to talk, but if you have your question short.
Maheshji, just one quick question. This is Rameshwar Kivale from Houston. So if we have number, like a total number of Bhikkhuni present today, do we have any number that is in India?
Yes, we do. But Bhante Suniti can answer that one, yeah. Bhante, are you on the call? I think you're muted. Yeah, so Rameshwar, we do have the number. We have the list of the Bhikkhuni in Sangha. Okay. But Bhante, if you like to answer, it will be great.
Yeah, the kya
Yeah, I think some noise issue there.
Akka.
I think we cannot hear from Bhante Suniti. But members who are
repeat everything. Some words from here and there are coming, so I'm not able to understand everything properly.
Oh, he was asking whether we have a Bhikkhuni Sangha, the count, how many Bhikkhunis are there or Bhante are there. So,
yes.
Yeah.
Especially in Maharashtra, how many Bhikkhunis are there? I can give you the list.
Correct.
Okay. But many of them, like the girls or women who have been ordained, given first pabajja by bhikkhus, they are not in contact with us. So we are missing that numbers. But yes, those who are coming in the Sangha and coming regularly and meeting us, like we have their names and all. So it goes to near about 100.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
At present in Nagpur, there are 30.
Yeah, thank you very much. And Arunaji, please go ahead and the final comment and we will wrap it up the session. You can unmute.
I would say that we are always there to support the Bhikkhuni Sangha. So, Bhante, Suniti ji, if anything is their requirement, please let us know through the Maheshi. So we will support, and we want all over the India more and more girls to come and ordain, and we are there. We have equal respect for both because we need qualified people. That's it. There is no the question of gender. So we encourage knowledge. Thank you so much.
So with this note, we'd like to conclude this session. Again, in 2021, Bodhicitta Foundation, Bhante Aya Isha is going to join. There is one more Buddhist nun, African Buddhist nun. She is the first African Buddhist nun, Bhante Pannavati, who is working in Tamil Nadu, and she is working on the ground level. She is, we are also in contact with her. She was also on the online Vihara 5 years back. So we are going to invite Bhikkhuni. So we are going to dedicate it 1 month Bhikkhuni session. So Bhante Suniti ji, if you know anyone in touch internationally, any Bhante Bhikkhuni, please give us a contact. We will try to invite her. And you know, there was 40 members was on the call. Everyone is interested on the deep knowledge on the Buddhism, and they want to hear from you. So definitely we are going to host another session on the different topic. Today's topic was a little different. It was not more deep in the inside of the Buddhism. But definitely if the time allows you, you know, you are traveling right now, you are going so many places. The time is very important, and today's time basically you give us 2 hours. It's very important for us, and thank you very much for your service to the community, and thank you very much for joining today. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you very much. Everyone,
Thank you
all the members, thank you for joining.
Thank you, Namo Buddha. Thank you.
Namo Buddhaya. See you again
Namo Buddha.
Saturday.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.